So I fell in the lake. Well, it's day 2, and as you can tell by the lake behind me, gone is the majestic, awe-inspiring sheet of ice for miles, only to be replaced by a flat, boring blanket of inch-high snow. It snowed last night, and that kind of put a damper on some of the plans I had. I had planned to go out there with the ice treads and show you how they work compared to normal boots, because yesterday I was walking around out here slipping all over the place. So we'll just have to do that another day because the snow gives you plenty of traction. I did manage to borrow my friend's 150 to 600 lens, and so I'm going to go walk around the bank out here and look for eagles and whatever wildlife we can find, and we'll start with there and see if I can think of anything else to do now that there's snow covering the ice. I am still going to put these on though, just in case, since I'm carrying so much equipment. I really don't like this kind, and they don't stretch over a size 14 snow boot very well. But I'll make it work. Oops. It is easier when they're dry and when your fingers aren't cold. Because right now, every time I bump my finger, it feels like sandpaper. Yeah? Well, there you go. So I fell in the lake. I should have seen that coming. I was messing around with it yesterday, close to the edge, didn't have any issues, but the only thing I'm really upset about is the cameras I was holding, because they're not waterproof. So I yanked the batteries on those. One of them looks like it got water inside it pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I'm dripping water. It's actually not as cold as you think. Like, my body heat is warming up the water quite well as an insulator. What am I doing going back on the ice? Well, I'm going to show you where I fell in, because I know what I did wrong. That whole area I was messing with, I don't know if the recording's going to work or not, but I was messing with showing you a relief valve where the ice breaks and fresh water is coming up. I thought it'd be solid there, just a little bit of water. No, it's not. Fortunately, I'd watched how to rescue myself from falling on the ice. I did everything they said. I was mostly upset about my cameras. So let me switch the camera here and show you where I fell in. So fortunately my phone is waterproof, so that's what I'm using here. So I was out here tapping on that, trying to make a nice little crack sound. I made a crack sound all right. I wish I had my GoPro on my head running. So yeah, all I can do is hope that my cameras dry out and aren't broken. Yeah, fell in. So what happened is I fell in, and obviously it's like, holy shit. Well, sorry about the language. You remain calm. That's what you gotta do. Remain calm. I said I just want to get cameras out, so I tossed those up on the bank. Toss those up right there. Get those out of the water, so hopefully the water pressure didn't force themselves in. And then what you're supposed to do is grab on and just start kicking like you're swimming forward. So I just kicked and kicked and kicked, broke that ice and kicked myself forward until, well, then it was hard to grab onto the ice because there's quite a slope there, and I still had quite a lot of weight on my back because I was carrying my drone on my back, and so that was in the water as well. That actually maybe helped keep me afloat because it's made out of nothing but foam. So anyway, kick. Eventually, I was able to pull myself up. And there was a guy that actually was watching me like, oh my God, how am I going to help him? Because he didn't have any rope or anything to throw me. So, the ice is no place to mess around. I am not a trained ice professional. I thought I knew, having dinked around yesterday, what it was like that was solid enough. It's definitely solid enough, as you can tell by the broken ice over there, but not where there's a crack. So, don't be stupid like me. I'm embarrassed, but I figure at least I can tell people, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. So, be safe. So, I made it home. That fall was so violent, it knocked one of my cleats off. Wasn't cold till I got out of the car here, now that everything's cooling down. And earlier when I said it wasn't as cold as I expected, it's because I have thermals on underneath this. And that was creating a nice insulated layer. My body heat was heating that up. But being out here now, just sitting around, it's pretty cold. So what did I learn about this? I learned 6 things. 1, if you hear ice cracking, go back. 2, if you see water on top of the ice, go back. 3, don't take anything on the ice that you're not willing to get wet. 4, wear thermals on the ice, because this kept me pretty warm. 5, you weigh a lot more when you're carrying tons of gear. And 6, lastly, don't panic. You will get out. Just fall, take a moment, figure out where you are, and then just start kicking horizontal. Just kick your legs and try to kick yourself, swim yourself right up onto the ice like a seal. Yes. So this is all of the stuff that went in the lake with me. This and this were protected pretty well by the case, but the fact that these batteries were sitting here like this, and that's the part that went in, and the lights won't turn off, there's water in there, and so I'm kind of afraid they're not going to recover. This guy was what I was holding when I fell, and I actually jammed the lens, and that's why it didn't close when it died. This one don't have much hopes of recovering. There's water in the screen, and if it died, it shut itself off. And usually if electronics shut themselves off, it means something shorted out. This one was not on at the time, so I'm hoping I can dry this out and it'll be fine. I'm going to do my best to disassemble all of this and try and dry it out. This was on my head. This little guy should be fine. I just had an empty back door on it, but it had the face plate, so hopefully nothing is wrong with that. So pulled all the batteries out of everything, and I'm gonna let it dry before I try to power them on. I said those guys, oh yeah, there's another GoPro down there, but that was probably protected pretty well by that. Also had this tripod that is leaking water, and my monopod, and then the clothes. So yup. Give a thumbs up if you're glad it's my stuff and not yours. So I'm trying to recover my Nikon and just got the back open. You can see how much water's inside there. And the fact that it died means something probably shorted out. I landed on this and this was bent, so I popped it back into socket. And I just checked the SD card. Today's the 14th. there's nothing recorded from the 14th. So the video that I was recording when it fell didn't even partially get saved, so I think this guy might be dead. But we'll keep disassembling and then let it completely dry out and try powering it back on. Both of these seem to be fine. I don't think they actually made it in the water at all. The only water I saw in it was from when I was holding it on a tripod, monopod, and fell in and tossed these up on the ice, and so I think the water I saw in there was just a little bit of the snow that landed on it when I tossed them. So those seem to be okay. GoPro seem to be okay. Just the drone batteries are still acting weird. This is what my right knee looked like after I fell through. I was tapping on the ice with my right foot, and when the ice gave way, I fell through, and the inside part of my knee hit the hard ice shelf, and this really massive bruise formed that lasted for about a month. By the way, that's going to end my adventures on the ice for this weekend because all my cameras are ruined. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you like seeing stupid people, and click like. Thanks.